What is up, everybody? Renfail here. Hopefully, you are doing well. We are back again with some more No Man's Sky, and today we're diving into a beginner's guide to creative mode, which was something I was surprised actually over the past few days in a few of my videos on the Corvette building and been doing some new base building stuff. I play the game normally. I play the game in normal mode when I'm doing missions and quests, and I'm actually just playing the game. But I've put hundreds of hours into this character and expeditions and stuff, and there are certain things now when I go to do them, I much prefer to just do those things in creative mode to not have to deal with the aspects of whether it's the survival components of the game or the resource gathering. There are some things like the building of my Corvette behind me. I had no desire to spend hundreds of hours going out there and finding the bits and pieces and uncovering them on planets and putting it all there. I just wanted to build a cool ship. So I spent like 3 hours on a live stream doing that in creative mode, built my ship, took it out of creative mode, went back to playing my game, and had a great time. We went and did the autophage. We went and farmed the moats to get my cloak. I got the staff. That was all done in normal mode. We just finished the purple galaxy unlock yesterday during the live stream. That was in normal mode. And then today during the live stream, I started building a deep water base, and we went back to creative mode. And we had a few people in chat asking, "Well, wait, you could do that?" And we've had people asking about the Corvette, like, "Can I do that? How does that work? How can I build something and can I build it and then keep it?" So yeah, creative mode in this game is just like creative mode in like Minecraft. So it is a great way for people who might be kids who are playing the game and don't want to deal with the stress factors of survival and combat. It might be a great tool for people who have, is it disabilities or handicaps? I'm not sure what the correct terminology is for that. But people who might not have their hands and maybe they play on a controller with their feet. And maybe they don't want to deal with the combat aspects of the game, so they want to be able to turn those combat aspects off. There are a lot of ways that you can tweak the difficulty in this game based on what it is that you want to do. And there are a variety of settings, plus you can go in here and tweak things individually if you prefer. So the game the game is set right here. These are the normal settings. You can go through and see things like survival, is it standard, natural resources, or standard, but these are the ones that are important. Crafting items, so the craftings have a standard cost. Um, Goods availability is standard. Purchases are standard. Stack limits are standard. Fuel usage is standard. Now you could crank this up to say survival if you want to have those things be even more challenging, set them to scarce and expensive, but you can also drop things down to creative mode, which makes fuel usage free, it makes crafting free, it makes purchasing free, goods are already available, stack limits are standard, and then you can go down here and it does things like turns off combat, so you don't have to deal with any ground combat, turns off space combat, makes all creatures passive, so that you can enter into a building environment without having to worry about anything attacking you. You don't have to worry about storms, you don't have to worry about heat damage, radioactivity. You don't have to worry about cold, any of that stuff. You could just build structures in peace with no build costs, with no environmental threats, and you could just sort of get into that creative state without being stressed about all the other little stuff, which for me is a great way to come in and have a very relaxing session. So for an example, when I built my ship, this was, I think, about a 3 hour live stream, and we did it all in creative mode. And then as soon as I was done, I put it into normal mode and I went on about my business. And the way this works in creative mode is if you go over here to the Corvette workshop as an example, and you go to say, purchase modules, you'll notice that modules normally have a cost associated with them, and you'll see that cost on the right hand side, and you would need credits for that. I do have the credits for that, but there are parts that you would normally have to farm on other planets, which I didn't want to have to deal with. And so I could purchase these parts, and then once you have those parts available, they then become available here in this menu. And if I had this on normal mode, we can actually show that really quick. We'll go to cancel out the changes, and I'll show you what this looks like. I have to confirm. So let's go into normal mode really quick so I can show you what I'm talking about in real time. So we're going to go up here and turn this on. Well, hang on, I didn't mean to do survival. it's over 3 times, not just 2. Survival, normal, there we go. We're gonna accept difficulty changes. Okay, and then we're gonna go over here and we're gonna click on this, and we're gonna open that up, and we're gonna open this up. And you're gonna notice that all this stuff is grayed out because I don't actually have any of those parts. I haven't purchased them. I haven't gone out and found them in the environment. Therefore, I don't have any of these parts available to build with, other than it looks like I have these things in storage. But other than that, I don't have anything. And I would need to purchase those or find those in order to then have them available to use. And I would only have a certain amount of number of those depending on how many I purchased or found. I don't want to deal with that. So for me, I just go into creative mode right here in the difficulty settings, and then we can drop this over into difficult, into creative, go back out, apply difficulty changes, come back over in here, open this back up, modify the build, open that menu, and now I have access to everything in an unlimited fashion. It's great. This is what it's useful for. It's also a great tool for building bases because the same thing applies here. Normally when you're building a base, you need lots of components to build the pieces, whether it's walls or rooftops or tunnels or hallways. Any of that stuff requires materials, and you would need to go harvest those materials. And it's fun to do, like for the very first base you're building, but once you've played the game and you've actually done all that stuff for this, and you're on your second or third character, that's a great time to use the creative mode. But again, creative mode is more than just getting the building pieces for free. It's also about things like, I don't want to deal with combat. I don't like the combat in this game. I'm going to turn it off. I don't want to deal with the space combat. I'm going to turn it off. There are lots of reasons to use creative mode. Now, creative mode is also useful, and this is for something else. You could come over here. Let's just see the teleporter because I'm forgetting about the teleporters. It also makes all of the merchants, everything you can come purchase for free. But also all of these things, like if you just want to make a really cool ship as an example, or you want to add inventory space to your ship, or you want to add technology slots to your ship, meaning here's your starship. These are the tech slots that you have available. These are your inventory slots. This was a ship that I built by myself, right? So I didn't want to deal with this ship not being the coolest thing available. I have lots of other starships that I've gone and collected and I went and did the ship grind, and I went and worked my way up till I finally found an S-class exotic white and gold. It's so cool. It's a really cool ship. But I also have my starter. I still have my starter ship, which is a C-class piece of junk. And I never upgraded it. And I have 7 or 8 ships that I went out and looked for specifically, and I left them as they were, and I never added anything to them. But you can go in here and you can modify. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi-streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. And upgrade the level of your ship. You can upgrade your starship, so you can upgrade the class of your ship from a C to a B to an A to an S. You can upgrade the storage of the ship, the inventory space, or you can apply an augmentation and increase the tech slots of your ship. I totally did that with my Corvette because I didn't want to ever be limited by inventory space or tech slots. So I just went ahead and went into creative mode. I said I want an S-class freighter, and I wanted to have lots of storage space, and I wanted to have lots of tech slots. And then I went about playing the game and had fun with it because I've already done the normal game when I played it originally, going out and farming all my other ships. And the same thing applies for anything else you want to do. So if like you want to come over here and modify, where's it at? I always forget which guy this is. The multi-tool, somewhere over here. Just the multi-tool guy? Yeah. So like over here, if you wanted to modify your multi-tool, you could do the same thing. You can come over here and improve your multi-tool, and you can upgrade the class of your multi-tool. Normally these things would cost nanites and credits. And as you can see, it costs a lot to upgrade. It costs less when they're lower class, but as you continue to put them, increase them, it gets more and more expensive. So this is a great way to just tweak little aspects about your character and say, I want my multi-tool to have plenty of slots so I never have to worry about it ever again. And then you can go back in normal mode and say, okay, I'm done with that. So I've tweaked that the way I want. We're about to go do some missions. We're going to go back into normal mode. We're going to bring that back. And now I'm going to go in here and say, I want to then install mods on my multi-tool. Because as you can see, I don't have that many mods installed on my multi-tool. So then I would come in here and I would choose to install the tech. Like, let's say I want to put a fishing rod on. Well, in order to do that, I would need chromatic metal, which I have some of. I would need dehydrogen jelly, and I would need carbon nanotubes. So if I want to install the fishing rod, I need to go out there and get those materials. And I'm happy to do that when I'm playing the game in normal mode. And that's the distinction between creative mode and normal mode, is that you can come in here and turn that setting on or off at will, and use it to just enhance your experience. And that's one of the coolest parts about No Man's Sky, or any game that adds accessibility options, is when a developer gives complete and total agency to the player. We had somebody in chat the other day that was asking, because I was harvesting resources for the Purple Planet uh, uh, drive for my ship. And somebody's like, why are you harvesting? Why aren't you duping items? And I was like, why would I dupe items in this game? Like, they offer you a creative mode. So if I want, and literally what I did is I finished doing my thing, harvesting the materials, installed the drive on my ship, on my Corvette, and then I immediately turned around and went, oh, my freighter doesn't have the purple drive to get to the purple star system. So I put it in a creative mode, went back to my freighter, and I got the drives unlocked on my freighter, because I was like, I've already done it once on this character for this ship. I don't want to necessarily do it for every single ship that I have. Then I used creative mode to put it on my freighter, and now my freighter can warp with me wherever it needs to go. So creative mode, it's a great tool. You should use it if you want to for the little things. It's a great accessibility option for people who want to use it or just have a really relaxed day. There are times when, as an example, my nephew, when I've played Minecraft with him and my brother, sometimes we play on normal survival mode, and there are other times when it's just like we just want to chill out and have a relaxing Friday night, and so we put it in creative mode and we go just do creative stuff on our creative world, and we don't worry about any of the survival stuff. It's just about what you're looking forward to experiencing in that moment, and whether or not you're wanting to have a hardcore experience, a survival experience, or just a chill crafting session where you can build a cool ship or build a cool base without having to worry about any of the other little things that might get in the way of you having that relaxing experience of being in that creative space without any of the requirements that might otherwise impact the normal gameplay or the survival gameplay if you like the survival mode. So hopefully that answers your questions about creative mode in No Man's Sky. If you found the guide useful, don't forget to check out all the other guides in the playlist below, and of course like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. And I'll see everybody in the next stream, which happens every single day on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok. See you next time, everybody.